All right, all right. What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Let me check my volume here, make sure everything's good. Let's see. Let's see. Anybody can hear me? All right, give me a thumbs up. Let's see how I can hear myself on the other end. All right, that sounds better. Yo, what's good, Rock? Can you hear me fine? Give me a thumbs up or say something. Let me know if you can hear me just fine, brother. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm gonna just jump on here for a few. I'm not gonna be on too long because I got other business to tend to. I want to invite a couple people on, just have a little quick chat on a live hangout. Uh, yeah, love once you send them a link, I'll send them a link, whatnot. And thanks, man. Cool, 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 cool. We're gonna talk about Povetkin and Joshua, Team Loma, talking about Pacquiao fight must be at 135 or no fight at all. So they're not going to go up to 140 or what. They're not going to do a catchweight with Manny Pacquiao. First of all, Manny Pacquiao cannot make 135. I really don't see him trying to do that. He could probably make 140 of that, but 135, I don't know. We'll see if that fight is even realistic. But according to Team Loma, that's what they said. If the fight has to happen, it has to be it has to be a 135, no catch weight. So they're not talking about catch weights. It has to be 135 and no fight at all. Okay, and it also comes to I think it comes to the realization that after that Linares fight, Lomachenko did some chinks in that armor in that fight. He was getting hit a lot. That was the most we ever seen him got hit since the Orlando Salido fight. And not only that he was getting hit a lot by Linares, he was also got knocked down in that fight. So him going up an extra weight, yeah, that's extreme. They're not too sure if that he can handle it. So that's where they're saying, look, Pacquiao fight's it could happen, but it has to be a 135, no catch weight. And they've made that perfectly clear. Now, according to Klimas, who's Igor Klimas, who's the manager of Sergey, I'm not Sergey, Vasily Lomachenko, who's also the manager of Sergey Kovalev. He says, "quote: We have no interest in moving up. Okay, now if Pacquiao can make 135 to come in and compete for Loma's WBA title, then Vasily is the champion in that weight class, and it's a possibility. Now, if we're talking about 137 and 136, nope, there will be no catch weight. So even if it's 136 or 137, no catch weights, period. If he wants to challenge, he needs to come down. We're not going up to 140. If Manny Pacquiao wants to fight Lomachenko, he can make 135. Well, we all know Lomachenko's coming back from a injury. We thought he was going to be out until the end of the year, but it turns out he's actually going to make a quicker return, which will be in May. I'm sorry, in August. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. But let me send the link. Um, oh, excuse me, y'all. A cup of water here. And Hamed, let me get him a link. Let me talk to him too because he wants to get on. Give me a minute. All right, I'll contain him. All right, so other than that, yeah, Lomachenko saying no fight. Yeah, let me send you, man. Give me 1 second. Send me your email address, brother. Give me your email address. All right, because Low and these other guys want to come on too, but don't worry, I'll contain Low place. I promise you, he ain't gonna get out of hand. All right, so just give me your email address. I'll send you the link because I can't do it in the chat. They won't allow that anymore due to spam. I think due to phishing and spam concerns. So yeah, we'll chop it up real quickly. right. So while I do this, let me see. Let me see. How did this happen? All right. Let's refresh it. Um, yeah. What you call it? Let me get these guys in here. I'll chop it up real quick. I'm not gonna be on too long. I really have to, get back to my duties after this. Let's see. Let's say Povetkin fails another drug test. Then Inherent's plans dismantle. Derek, what's going on, man? Plus, they trying to sell this September fight on the zone to America. We're not falling for that banana in the tailpipe. You know what, Derek? Here's the thing, and I'll have to make a concession here. I actually signed up for the zone's mailing for their mailing service, so I'm waiting for the update. And the reason why I'm signed up for the zone is not just because of the Eddie Hearn thing. That's part of it. But the World Boxing Super Series is the one that really intrigued me. So that was one of the core reasons why I signed up for the service. Now I didn't sign up. I'm waiting for it to be available, but I don't know when it's going to be available. That's the problem. I don't know when. And you may have a point to it. If Povetkin fails another drug test, then yeah, this is going to look bad. I mean, it's not Eddie Hearn or Anthony Joshua's fault that may happen if it does happen, but obviously you have to find a replacement opponent, and Povetkin is a very viable and dangerous opponent, and you have to have somebody to step in. It's going to more likely be a lesser opponent just to fill in a date. So I don't, I don't. Let's just hope that's not the case, man. Let's just hope that's not the case. Let's see. Let me get these other dudes in here. The chat need to load up. Come on. Thank you. Come on in. Come on in. And I expect people to come in. Yeah, Ahmed, I need that email address, brother. Send me your email address. So I can get you in. Let's see. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's chop it up real quickly. Wilder Brazil is up a bit, I guess. Yeah, I mean, more likely that's a fight that's going to be made. Hold up. The chat. Yeah, I tried to. It won't let me do that because of the spam reason. So if you could just send me I'll send you a private message. So just look in your inbox on YouTube and you should have it. So let me just do it that way. Let me just do it that way. Ahmed 92. I don't. Yeah, bro. Let me see if I could try to do it. Ah, shoot. I just lost it. Give me a minute. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah, let me see. Okay. Yeah, let me see if I can go to your channel. Here we go. I can do it in your channel. This is the best way I can do it. All right, let me see. Uh, why? We all know you don't like Wilder, but it's all good though, man. It's all good. No, there's no hate here. So why? You know what? What's up with that, man? You know, you can't hate on Wilder all the time, man. But it's all good. His is prerogative. You can, you can like whoever you want. You can hate what you want. It's all good. Just be a little bit fair, though. You know what I'm saying? And Rock 89 says, "Let the hate begin." Yeah. So basically, now that the Alexander Povetkin and all right, cool. Yeah, man. Just put the email in the chat, and I'll get it. Yeah, just put your email in the chat, and I'll send it to you. So yeah, so Wilder is a bum. All the hate all day, all day. I guess AJ's scared of a bum, then, right? AJ is a bum. Well, okay, Ross Clark, Parker's a bum. Damn, Ross Clark, why you don't like the heavyweights, man? What's going on? Wow, man, that's unlike you. That's very unlike you. So I put the link in the chat, so I don't know what these other cats are coming in, but it is what it is. All right. Okay. So, anyways, while they, I'll wait. But the fact is, the whole different weight division is full of chubby bums. I mean, Wilder and Ortiz and Povetkin and Joshua, they're all in great shape. So, what are you talking about, Ross Club? Besides, this is not a bodybuilding competition. This is boxing. If you want to talk about hamburgers, you probably talk about Big Baby Miller. You're probably talking about Marion. Maybe those pot belly type of heavyweights. Uh, okay. All right. Marius Walk, probably. Yeah, those guys. Yeah, I know he's going on this hating mode today, Ross Clark. It's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Now, um, let me see. Let me see. He got okay. I think I got it right. Uh, oh, okay. Okay, man. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me see. I don't think he's coming on yet, but all right. Let me reply to this. Uh, all right. Let's see what he got. All right. So I got the message. Okay, cool. All right, I got you, man. So let me do it right now. I got you. I got you. I got you. Let me switch this. All right, but my wifey. All right. I'm at that link. Come on over. We'll chop it up about good 30 minutes. All right. What the hell's going on here? Oh, it's not what I want. Here we go. All right. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, okay, Rock. Yeah, I'll send you a link, brother. Give me 1 second. Let me get our man in and I'll get you in, Rock. All right, let me get Rock in here too, Rock 89. Okay, let me get Rock here. Hold on, hold on. Yeah, why am I having a problem here? Okay, there we go. All right, brother. Let me see. Hey, hop on, man. I rock. I sent you a link, brother. All right, so let's see where I'm at here with the Joshua thing. Okay. Let me see. Let's go down to chat. Andy Ruiz got hands. What did it do, Dan and man in the chat? What's going on, sister? 1224529. Andy Ruiz got hands though. Yeah, he got hands, but he's a top belly welterweight. I mean, me welterweight, heavyweight. Get Newton on. Well, Ross Clot, that ain't gonna happen. He can't get on here. Yeah, man. I just sent you the link. Look at your email, bro. I sent you the link. Yeah. See, first of all, Newton, I asked him to come on many times and he won't do it. So he, like I said, he will only get on here unless he's have some type of somebody can protect him. So that's why he won't do it one on one with me. I've been trying to get him on here one on one with me for a long time now, but he won't do it. You know, like I said, he'll have his other protectors there. He'll be fine, but he has some people to protect him. But nah, okay. The MOBC's undefeated. I heard you lost a low place to do the debate. Yeah, that's what you say, Ross Clot. Yeah, you hear a lot of things, right? But you don't, believe everything that you hear. You trying to start up something again, man. First of all, I haven't lost a debate that I've recalled. So let's see. Well, let me wait for somebody to come on. Ain't nobody here. Interesting. Well, you guys got to hurry up because I'm about to get out and out. Places on.
Oh. A Juicy J versus A Juicy P. A Juicy P versus A Juicy J.
Here we go. Y'all, you hating on AJ too, man? I'm just messing with you.
Nah, I like the fight. That's a good fight. It's a good fight. I just found that funny that they call them juice heads and they fight.
Yeah. Well, you know what though? First of all, let's be fair. Anthony Joshua hasn't failed a drug test yet, so
Facts.
let's let that be. You know, it's hard to accuse somebody without proof that they actually failed the test.
Yes,
Now,
right.
as far as what you call? What I was going to say. As far as Povetkin, we all know that situation. So, but what do you think about the fight? So, what do you think of how it's going to go down?
Povetkin any given night can jar any man, but I don't know. I've seen some slippage in AJ. I feel like I don't know. Maybe it's just Parker was being negative, and then Takum was so small. I felt like I was seeing a complete fighter when he fight the big fighters like the Klitschko's and the Brazils. When he fought Brazil, that might be the best heavyweight performance besides like a one punch knockout that I have seen maybe ever. I'm talking about he showed a lot of shit in that fight. Quick hands, everything was crisp and clean, and I feel like he went backwards for whatever reason.
But you sure about that? I've seen many heavyweights that perform just as better. I mean,
the fact that he's so big, with him being that big and that quick, nah, man. I have never in my life. It was on a new level. It was a new kind of athlete. It was just amazing. That way he was just, man, he was hitting them with every. I know it's Brazil though, but it just looked so soft. It just
let me tell you something, man. I like to go back. You know, I like to use history as my precursor. I think Evander Holyfield did a job on Alex Stewart. God rest his soul. R.I.P. When Alex Stewart was an undefeated heavyweight, yes, he didn't fight anybody, but many people perceived Alex Stewart as a killer heavyweight. The next big thing coming out of England. When Evander Holyfield did the job on him, I mean, that performance was amazing. What he did to him, a prime Alex Stewart, I mean, that was spectacular. Now, if we're talking about Alex Stewart, Dominic Brazil, I mean, it's early to tell who you think is a better fighter at the moment, but at that moment, Alex Stewart was a dangerous heavyweight coming up, as people perceived him coming out of England, and he was undefeated. And what Evander Holyfield did to him in the first fight, that was amazing. A guy coming up from cruiserweight, beating up a natural bigger man like that, hitting him with some great combinations and inside, kept him at the end of his jab, hit him with some short left hooks. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. Yeah, I agree with you saying on that part. What Joshua did to Brazil, but let's be real. Brazil is a punching bag. He doesn't move his
Yeah,
head.
I'm just talking about the size and speed of Joshua that I saw, like the combination of that. I just like he
Yeah.
looked imposing and just he looked great. It looked like he was
Oh
never
yeah.
gonna lose a heavyweight fight. To be honest
Well,
with you,
that's true. That's true. But let me before I get Rock and Hamed in, let me say something about AJ. I know everybody's calling him Juicy J, but somebody brought this to my attention. M Reynolds, what's going on, Reynolds? Yeah, he said that AJ's losing some weight, and I did notice that too. He's actually losing some mass here. Now that doesn't indicate he's on anything. To me, we all know that if you're too bulky, you put up too much muscle. That does decrease your stamina in some degree. When you go in, if you're doing some type of cardio regimen. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he's losing the muscle mass so that way it can improve his stamina. What do you guys think? Anybody can jump in. What do y'all think? Anybody can jump in.
I think that's the case. I mean, the way he looked when he was just so big, he got to a point to where he looked real sluggish, real quick. Especially in that Takum fight, he kind of looked like shit.
Yeah, yeah. There's something was wrong there. I definitely agree there. Maybe he was just a little bit more slower because he did put on some extra weight for that fight, and then he did look a little more bit slower on his feet. Even when he lost the weight for the Parker fight, he still looked a bit slow. So I don't know, man.
Well, he's not really that fast though either.
No, he's not. And here's the thing. That's what I always say. Sometimes if you have a stamina, if you have endurance and stamina issue, it's not just it's not whether you put on some amount of weight or you take off some amount of weight. Sometimes it revolves around natural ability. Some people have it, some people don't. You can improve it a bit, but it doesn't mean he's going to improve greatly unless you're on some type of drug like Povetkin was. We all know that situation. But anyway, but like I said, man, it's either you got it or you don't. But we'll see what happens, how AJ's going to look with all that, when he took off all the extra muscle mass. We'll see. We'll see how that turns out.
Yeah,
But hey, how
yeah.
man?
Could I?
Yeah, first
Yeah,
time. Go ahead, say something, man.
I was just gonna chime in. I was at Joshua's last two fights. I think Joshua, the weight issue was a problem with Takam, and I think against Parker, I think it was a bit of a style matchup. But I think the referee ruined that fight. I'm not too sure with Povetkin. I think Povetkin Joshua will be a better fight. I probably won't be going to this. I'm not going to another Joshua fight unless he fights Wilder. But I was thinking with Povetkin, he has to get on the inside now.
you said you're not gonna go to this one.
Wait. Hold on. Don't go ahead. Let Ahmed finish, man. Let him finish. Go ahead,
No, I
Ahmed.
just wanted to hear. I wanted to hear him correctly. He said he wasn't gonna go to this one.
Yeah, he did say that.
I don't live by Wembley. It's about 3-4 hour drive, so I'm not gonna waste my time on this. But the last two are in my hometown, so that's why I went to those two. I was just gonna say, I think Povetkin has to get on the inside. Can he get on the inside? Yes. Against Price, he showed against someone who's obviously not as good as Joshua, but just someone who's just as big, probably bigger than Joshua. He got on the inside and he knocked him out quite badly, but. I wonder about Povetkin. He's almost 40 now, and he got dropped quite badly by Price. And Price is not the hardest guy to get to. And for the first 3 rounds, I thought Povetkin was in trouble. Don't get me wrong, he did get to him a couple of times, and I think he hurt him in maybe the first or second round. But then Price had him badly hurt. Like, I think if the ropes weren't there, he would have went out the ring. And
Yeah.
I think the referee will be the key in this fight. And now the last two fights, I think the referee has been very disappointing. Now Joshua, it seems like, has got a lot of advantage over these guys. The judges in the last fight, they scored it too wide. I thought Parker won about probably 3 rounds. But some people had it a bit closer. I could see that. I don't think he won 1 round. I think that's way out. And the fight before, the referee, I think, stopped it way too early. I think that was one of the worst stoppages I've seen. But I'm kind of accustomed to that in the UK. I've seen a lot of bad stoppages. I think the referee will be the key, but I think Povetkin is a big ask. I think Joshua will either knock him out if it turns into a gun. into a fight. Oh, I think Joshua probably stink it out. The last two fights of Joshua, I've not been too impressed. I don't think they've been exciting fights, but I think Povetkin has a puncher's chance, but I'm not too sure. I think Joshua, I've seen him, he could take a shot, and I don't think Joshua is going to stand in there and do what Price did. I mean, Price at the end left his chin hanging, and I think there's a difference and there's levels to Joshua and Price.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I will say one thing though, is that as far as Povetkin, I think it'd be a mistake for Joshua to try to mix it up with Povetkin in the inside. That's extremely dangerous. You're giving him the only shot he has to win that fight because Povetkin is not good from long range. Let's make that clear. He's very good at trying to try to get underneath the jab, which he did against Klitschko. He did a very good job of that. And AJ is going to have to find a way to control his range, keep him at the end of his jab, and don't give him any chance at all to come inside because that's the only way. I've never seen anybody outdo Povetkin in the inside. Maybe Takam, he had some success doing that when they fought, but obviously due to fatigue, that's when Taka tired out and he lost the exchanges in the inside to Povetkin. So that's the only. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say Joshua controlled the distance very good against Parker. I wouldn't say he was the best at controlling distance. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't Klitschko-esque. At times, Parker got in the inside, and at times Joshua on the inside didn't know what to do. I think in one of the rounds, Parker hurt him. But I was kind of impressed by Joshua from round 7 to about 11 or 12. That's when the fight got kind of boring, but he managed to control his distance very well. And against Povetkin, I saw one thing at the Povetkin Price fight because I was like not too far from ringside. I wasn't ringside, but I was on the lower level, and Povetkin is very small for a heavyweight. But then again, you can't say Parker was quite small. But I think the difference is Parker was in his prime. I don't think Povetkin's in his prime.
No, yeah, I agree with that. He's definitely not in his prime. I mean, you definitely, it's not, when people say when you're not in your prime, that doesn't necessarily mean you've taken a lot of damage in your career. I mean, Povetkin hasn't really taken much damage in his career. It's the fact that he's aged. When you get older, your reflexes slow down, your power decreases. So, you tend to slow down when your body grows when you get older. So I agree with you on that, but that doesn't mean he's still not dangerous. I think he's still a very dangerous opponent either way. As far as David Price is concerned, everybody knows that David Price can hit hard. He's probably one of the hardest hitting heavyweights out there. But as far as his skill, yeah, that's a different story. His chin, we all know, very terrible. But him hitting Povetkin the way he did, it's not quite too surprising because if he gets that left hook in there or that right cross in there, David Price is very lethal with those shots. He hits very hard. He's a very big puncher. So, of course, with him is that his chin doesn't really do him well. So that's been his problem throughout his career. So we'll see how this turns out. Mr. Boxing Today is in the chat. I know I see EJ here. I'm going to get EJ in here for a second. Funny how times have changed, man. I remember when people were saying AJ maybe fighting too much, too bulky in 2016 was too much bulk and then was called a hater. Now it seems like he's losing some of that bulk. Well, I mean, brother, Mr. Boxing Today, I kind of remember that. But the fact is that I think AJ realizes now that this ain't no bodybuilding competition. Yeah, it's cool that you have that physique, but that ain't gonna help you to win fights. And he realizes now that from the last 2 fights, it ain't all about your physique. It's about your conditioning. It's all about your endurance. And, obviously that's what's more important. So I think him taking off the bulk is probably going to help a bit. But then again, it goes back to your natural ability. Do you have it or you don't have it? So we'll see. EJ, you got something to say, man? What's going on?
Yeah, man. We saying peoples. Yeah, we saying peoples out there in the chat, Mr. Boxing Today. Like, hey, listen, man. I was wrong. I thought that they were gonna go a different route, but boxing's all about timing. AJ's the A side, right? And
Right.
Eddie, as far as Eddie Hearn and everything, they want to keep things their way. If this is all worked out perfectly for AJ, because if you think about it, right, Price came out of nowhere, challenged Povetkin. Povetkin's been taking drugs, so they gave him a warm up on the undercard. Right, and they saw Price because this is what Eddie Hearn wanted to see. He wanted to see can Povetkin get hurt. Povetkin didn't look look flawless in that performance. Right, he got hit quite a lot in that fight, and obviously you see him stumble back to the ropes. Now, if the referee didn't jump in and give him a standing 8 count, we don't know what would have happened. But you see with AJ fighting away with Joseph Parker, and he's talking to Vladimir Klitschko, the only guy to beat Povetkin. He stands in a good chance. Again, they've got it at the right time where Povetkin's getting older. You know what I mean? They're making sure that he's not taking the drugs, right? And AJ's fighting long, like AJ's trying to keep it long in terms of the bulk and stuff like that. Like AJ, if you look at I've been following AJ's career from the start, right? He goes up in weight, he goes down in weight. It's never going to be a factor in his performance. It's always a case with AJ. It's a case of, okay, people talk about his stamina. They talk about, maybe his chin. They're always going to have something to say because they're just trying to, let's say his stamina problem. Let's say he's got a weak chin. Well, boy, like, he answered a lot of them questions in the fight with Vladimir. Whether he comes in bulky, he don't got nothing to do when he lands hands on Povetkin. Povetkin's a good little fighter, right? But in the day, AJ's a bigger, stronger fighter. And that's what it is. You ain't fighting in Russia. And I actually thought the fight would have been in Russia. I thought they would have won. But they've obviously looked at it. The Russians have looked at it and said, listen, if we come to England, we'll make more money. We'll make more money. A pay-per-view fight is probably Povetkin's Povetkin's biggest ever payday, right? He's getting his biggest. Talk about Povetkin payday. That's his biggest ever payday. Not like he needs it because he's got a Russian billionaire in his pocket. Let me finish what I'm saying. Well, so what I'm saying to you is that, like, I'm happy the fight is happening. The press conference is the first press conference is gonna be tomorrow. We're going to see that, and then the next one's going to be in London. Hopefully, I like to be there, but if I can't be there, then fair enough. But I'm happy the fight's happening, and you know what? Does the pressure go back? Does the pendulum swing back to Wilder? And it's all about what's Wilder going to do now to top AJ. It's going to be pretty hard. Go ahead.
Well, before we get into Wilder, I will have to say this, though. Let's be honest. The Russians actually agreed to this fight unless they can get some type of control of it. That was Rambitsky's clause when he put in that tweet. So that's probably what they got, what they want. They're going to control some bit of the terms of this fight. So that's
like
why.
Like what?
Well, they.
I mean, you're throwing out there. There's nothing for them to control. They're getting a nice cut.
Look at the tweet, EJ. Look at the tweet.
I'm asking you. I'm asking you.
I'm asking you. Exactly.
No, you. No. Hold on. We don't need to yell. We don't need to yell. I'm asking you. We don't need to yell. 1 minute. We don't need to yell. I'm asking you.
Hey, EJ.
Yeah, I'm asking you. I'm asking you a question.
EJ.
I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question. I'm not raising my voice. You're shouting. I'm asking you a question. What tweet?
Okay. Can you stop talking for a second?
Yeah, what tweet, man? Yeah, go ahead.
Step back for a second. Dale, calm down. Drink some water.
Yo. You don't need to say that. Answer the question. Answer the question.
No. I can't say that.
Answer the question.
No, I can't say that. Anyway,
answer the question.
Hey, are you done? Are you done?
Answer the question, Dan.
Can you stop it, please?
Dan, answer the question.
EJ,
come on, man.
Step back.
Dan, answer. I was talking. You interrupted me, and you interrupted me, and I asked you a question. I'm not allowed to ask a question.
We need a mediator. Somebody just
answer the question. That's what I'm saying to you. What tweet? That's what I'm saying. I don't understand like where you have to even go that far. Like, I'm asking you what tweet.
Oh God. All right, Dan dropped off. He joined back. Dan dropped off, so somebody got to. You there, Dan?
I got it back. Yeah, I got it back. Yeah. So
I'll mute Dan and you go talk. I'll mute Dan and you talk. Yeah, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'll mute myself. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead and mute, and then you come on back in. I was saying, okay, according to Rybitsky and the tweet that he put out a couple months ago. Look at my video. I put that tweet up. Take a look at it. It was around, I think, early June or first week of June. I don't recall the date. It's on my video. Put it up. He put out a tweet. It said, "Look, we're going to force this thing into first bid by that following week. Okay, we'll want the fight in Russia. Now we'll host it we'll have it in the UK as long as we have our terms agreed to our side that we can host the fight." That's what he said. Okay, so whatever the situation is, they got something out of that situation where they were willing to agree to get the fight done here in the UK. That's what he said. Take a look at the video. Go look at it. All right. So I'm not saying that they get the full control of the fight, but what their stipulation was that they were going to get some type of terms that they wanted. Now, part of those terms was they requested random style drug testing. That's what they said. Okay. All right. Now I'm mute.
Call me.
All right, he ain't saying nothing, but go ahead, Lo. Go ahead, man.
Oh, did you ask me a question?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you asked me a question. No, that was it. That's what I asked you. What was the tweet? So you explained it, and all I'm saying to you is that when it comes to this, is what I'm saying. If I'm going there on Wednesday hopefully, I'm not too sure whether I get in or not. Like, because you have to fill out a form to see if you can go to the press conference. I asked them the question, the terms, but like I said to you, it always goes the same way. AJ's the A side, and I'm sure the certain terms they probably agree to, but I'm sure like there's not much in it. Like, I mean, they're gonna get paid. I'm sure they're gonna train somewhere in London and a location not too far. So I'm sure that there's not much in it in terms of them getting any sort of control over it. I mean, the most thing if they win or AJ win, does a rematch? And also what belts are being put up? Are all the belts being put up? Or one belt being put up? I'm not too sure, but the question is going to be answered tomorrow. All the belts will be putting up.
Yeah, all the belts will be putting up, and this is a mandatory fight, so I would imagine there's no rematch clause. I mean, unless exception there.
Can I say something? This is, I think, a pointless argument. I mean, the A side is obviously Joshua is in the UK. He's got all the belts. If Povetkin wins, that's a different story. I think the rematch will probably be in the UK because Joshua signed a 2-fight deal with Wembley. This was a plan. This has been a plan from Eddie Hearn for a while. I think this was a backup plan.
I agree.
I don't think Povetkin has got much pulling power or his team. I think probably the drug testers will probably be in Povetkin's camp from day one of the camp to the last day. I think if anyone's picking Povetkin in this fight, I think you're just going with him based on just being a puncher. He's got a puncher's chance. I'll give him that, but don't get me wrong. I think Joshua has not declined. I mean, hasn't looked that good in the last 2 fights. But unless he just completely just falls apart in one night, which I don't see, I think Joshua's a big favorite. Does anyone think Povetkin's going to win this fight?
Well, that's what I said. Well, that's what I said to Dan. That's what I said to Dan. I said there's not much in it you're gonna get. AJ's controlling the thing. Whatever some people coach control they're getting. I think you know what. I think if you're gonna talk about maybe I don't know what sort of control you're getting. Like the guy said, other guy from the UK. There's not much they're gonna be giving up in terms of control. The only thing I can say is that they gave him. I reckon the plan was for Povetkin to get a fight against Price. But to be fair, can you and Price was going to test him, but Price didn't deserve that shot coming off the losses. So how much can you credit Povetkin doing that? I mean, he did what he did. He knocked him out in a spectacular fight. He blew the fight up. But bro, if you're fighting AJ, if you're going in to fight AJ, Price is not the guy to go in against, bro. But then what they were trying to do, if Price beat Povetkin, it would have been an all British clash. They would have said, "Oh, he deserved a shot." You see what I'm saying? So. Eddie Hearn's an all-win-win, and they're catching Povetkin at the right time. He's much older.
I don't know about that. I mean,
Povetkin? Like, what was it? What's Povetkin done then? What's Povetkin done of recent?
No. I was talking about something else. Joshua had a chance to fight Price, and he fought Eric Molina. So that was a safety first fight. I did not know that. So, I mean, Povetkin, I'll give him credit. He travelled and he beat up Price. I know he's got problems over his chin, but if you look at all of Price's defeats, he's dropped nearly all of those guys, and all of those guys have tested positive. So I'll give Povetkin a bit of credit. I'll give Povetkin credit, but come on, he's not really. This is not the Povetkin that Vladimir Klitschko.
That's what I'm saying. This is but you know what? Even that Vladimir Klitschko had to hold him. But then I got like some backstory information. Inside information on that, I talked to one Russian guy who was in the army, and he was saying that Vladimir got paid to make him carry him the fight. Now I don't know if that's true or not, but the guy's Russian. He told me. He said that they wasn't gonna let. He said they paid Vladimir a lot of money not to knock him out because the fight was in Russia, so not to knock him out. So as you see in that fight, he was all leaning on his back, and Vladimir could have knocked him out, but he was paid not to knock him out. You see what I'm saying? You know, with them Russian mobsters, they were serious. So they didn't want him being embarrassed in Russia. But at this point in his career, he's long in the tooth. Like, listen, he could hurt AJ if he hits him. But AJ's proven that even if Klitschko hits him, and this even goes down, he's proven at this point in his career, you're not going to stop him. He's going to get back up the canvas, and he's going to bring hell with him. So I expect a good fight. But, bro, hey, listen, all I say is he tops Wilder at this point. Let's see what Wilder has to do. I'm done.
All right. Well, we'll see what Wilder has to do. More likely,
AJ been topping, bro. AJ outdoing every light heavyweight, outdoing every
light heavyweight. We light heavyweight.
I'm just saying per division. I'm just saying through divisions, he outdoing it. He outdoing every welterweight, every junior middleweight.
Nah, you can't say that, man. What are you
He
talking
is.
about? What is he outdoing?
is.
Wait, hold
He
on. Low. Is he outdoing Alexander Usyk? Is he outdoing Gassi?
No. That's why I
You know
left
what I'm
that
saying?
cruiserweight. That's why I left that cruiserweight and said. But actually, overall, he's fought a legend, and they haven't. They just fought a tournament. That just because you're in the tournament.
Wait, hold up. Gassi beat Dennis Leatherbev, a long range cruiserweight champion.
Nah. He
Oh
ain't
my
no
God,
legend. He's not no legend. He ain't no
dude.
legend. He ain't no
Look,
legend.
low. Let me tell you something. If Dennis Leatherbev retires today, many people will rank him as one of the best cruiserweights of the
He ain't
era.
no legend, bro. Man,
He
ain't no
will.
legend. He ain't no Klitschko legend, man.
I'm
It
not
ain't
saying he's
happening.
a Klitschko legend. I'm not gonna say he's a Klitschko legend, but as far as cruiserweights who does not get much recognition
Man,
as
come on, this man fought washed up James Toney and Roy Jones back to back, bro. Come on, man.
No.
He
you
did.
can't.
He truly did, bro.
You could pick holes in AJ's resume. You could pick holes in AJ's resume. That Klitschko was coming off a 18 or 19-month layoff.
Man,
Was
and that
40,
Klitschko
Yeah.
was
41.
that
He got
Klitschko would
schooled.
still
He
be
got
Wait,
the
schooled.
best opponent.
low. Let Haman finish. Go ahead, Haman.
He got schooled by Fury. He looked old. People are saying he should be retiring. And Joshua went life and death with him. I think you're blowing that window over.
It's run versus fight. This is run versus fight.
No,
Look at
don't get me wrong.
Postal versus
Wait.
over there in the UK. Postal just had a guy stand in front of him. He looked like a brand new fighter, didn't he? You get to running from him. Some people don't want to fight you. I mean, it is.
No, what I'm trying to say was that win was good, but let's not blow it up. I mean, I've seen people say
Man, that's
win.
an ATG, bro. That man's an all-time great.
Well, let me say something about this. Let me get in here.
Not that further,
Well, let me say this though, Rock. Let me say this real quickly. Why is it that Tyson Fury's not getting much credit for that Klitschko win as opposed to AJ? No, not saying AJ don't deserve the credit.
Bitch.
Tyson Fury is a guy who ended that reign. He's not getting that much respect for it. That's what I'm trying to figure out. What as people forget.
End that reign. If he want a rematch, end that reign. He wanted a rematch. I don't know what ended. Ended means he retired. He didn't retire. He didn't end. He wanted a rematch, and he couldn't get up because he's on coke. He's on coke. So let's say the real thing.
He did snort away all his for that win.
Yeah, well, let me say this, EJ. Did Klitschko win a title after that loss? Did he?
He had the WBA. What belt did he come into the ring with AJ? I'm also he had the WBA belt.
No, he didn't. That's a vacant belt. That's a vacant belt, Egypt.
No, they gave it to him. No, it wasn't vacant. They gave it to him.
It was a vacant. It was vacant that night, EJ. It was a vacant
belt.
Yeah,
I know, but you asked me what. Yeah, listen, very clearly. I don't know why you're shouting. Very clearly, I don't know why you're shouting. Very clearly, when he came into the fight with AJ, they WBA awarded Klitschko the belt because of Klitschko.
No, they did not, EJ. No, they did not.
Okay, all right.
So WBA just put it on the line, but he didn't come in with the belt.
Exactly.
He came in with the. Hold on. 1 minute. I know that already. No. 1 minute. I 1 minute. I know that already because when I was in the hotel, Klitschko's team came in with the WBA belt. They awarded him just before the fight. I already know this already. You can check it out. No. 1 minute. They awarded him the belt. I've got a picture of the belt. They awarded him. Klitschko's team came in with the belt. They gave Klitschko because they gave Klitschko the WBA belt as he came into the ring. They awarded him WBA. It wasn't vacant at that time. He was the champion.
EJ.
You know what? Okay, if you want to go fact check.
I will fact check you.
I know it was vacated, but they awarded him the belt. I'm telling you, they awarded Klitschko the belt. He had the belt coming into the back.
Oh my God! Him the belt, man. They did award him the belt.
Bro, this is a moot point, bro. This is just a static. Like, what other two heavyweights was worthy of fighting for that belt?
No. Let's go back to the point where he said he ended his career. Let's go back to the point. He said he ended. You said he ended. He ended his reign.
How?
You said he ended. What did you say? You said he ended his what? What did you say? What did you say he ended again, man?
Tyson Fury ended Klitschko's reign. And yet,
he ended his own reign as well. He ended his own reign the same night. So what?
That's true.
Wait. Let's look at facts. Wait, Fury prior to that fight was a huge underdog. Klitschko was on a 13-year or 12-year unbeaten streak, and that was in Klitschko's backyard. No one gave Fury a chance. Very rarely people. Joshua was the favorite.
I did.
He was,
I did.
Joshua
I put money
was the
down as
wait,
well.
wait. Joshua was the favorite. He was unbeaten. He was being scouted, and he had the referee. He had the judges all on his side. Fury had to go into Klitschko's backyard against all the odds. Went there and toyed with him. And Joshua went life and death in his own backyard. And Joshua kind of got exposed.
Which fight would you watch?
Whoa,
I
woo!
don't know.
All right, let me ask you. Which fight would you watch if you had to watch
No,
one
but
right now?
You're
What does
going
that
off
have to
topic.
do with anything?
No. Don't tell
No,
me
let-
that it's okay just sit in the ring and fight like a fucking bitch all night and we keep you.
Wait,
You're
Wait,
the
wait,
same
let
guy
me-
who was. You're the same guy who's praising
Hold on, man, let me say
Saunders against Lemieux. I mean, come on.
Shit, he threw
Yeah,
way
hold
more. He landed way more punches than both of them dudes did.
Wait, low. Hold on, let me say something. Let me say something. Let me ask you a question. How did Fury fought like a bitch against Klitschko? Explain. How?
He landed 89 punches and moved all night long, bro. It was a total of how many punches landed? Like 80.
How many did
One.
Klitschko land?
Bro,
I mean,
How many
Klitschko
did
landed.
bro.
I mean,
They both
Klitschko-
fought
How many
They
did
both
Klitschko
fought
throw? Actually,
one. And you know what? And the funny thing is, he's still getting wobbled at the end of the fight. So how didn't he go life and death? If
he didn't go.
Hold on. Let me finish.
I remember
He got
Klitschko getting
wobbled at the end of the fight. Hold on. He got wobbled at the end of the fight, so he went life and death too as well. If he would have actually threw some hands, but he didn't throw no hands. He just sat back there and bullshitted all night, and nobody cares about seeing him fighting no more. Basically, right? Yeah,
That's besides the topic. The thing we were talking about, whose win was better, and we're talking about whose win was better. I've seen people say Joshua's win was better, which is, I think, a bizarre statement. Joshua's fight was better, obviously. We're not arguing that. The fight was much more better. I've rewatched the Joshua Klitschko fight, but I've never rewatched the Fury fight. But performance, I've got to give it to Fury.
You're crazy, man. You're crazy. No, be silly. The performance, no, it wasn't, man. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
EJ, can I ask you a question?
Nah,
If Fury get hurt in that fight, did he get hurt?
No. I don't care about that. I don't care. I don't really care about that. You don't need to ask me a question. I'm telling you why it was better. It was more dramatic, and that's the fight that everyone remembers. Now, what Fury did and went over there was in boxing. Remember, we're boxing guys, like we're hardcore guys, and so if you're not on a hardcore thing, what he did, is you can't is good, But what Joshua did in terms of boxing's all about entertainment, performance, and whatever you want to say. What he did in that particular moment, coming off the canvas, coming back, Vladimir going down, coming back, and that Vladimir, they arguably had Vladimir's best fight of his career. That fight was his best fight. That was his defining fight. That was AJ's defining fight. What Fury did onwards, right, to take coke and all the stuff he's been doing, fighting these bums on the lever, it's killing his career. So you can arguably say that, but no one's gonna sit down and say, let's rub my hands, let's go and watch Vladimir versus Fury. They're not doing that. You're watching AJ versus. You can watch AJ versus Vladimir Klitschko day in, day night. That was an epic fight, hands down. That's it. If we're hardcore guys, say we're hardcore and say on a hardcore performance, a guy going to another backyard and dinner. But no one really talks about when Donald Curry lost to Lloyd Hunnigan. No, that was what he did there. No one really sits around. I see Lloyd Hunnigan all the time. I don't see people rushing him and going up to him and saying, "What you did? You beat the pound number one." All people remember is when Mayweather went Hatton. Look, that's what people are going to remember, right? Mayweather, when Hatton took over the Vegas fans to Las Vegas, right? Even though he lost, the performances, people remember Hatton for that. It's like people remember them big occasions where a lot of people were interacting, like the Fury fight. But I think it was me and Umar put money down on Fury to win the fight because, like I said, he was taller, longer, and the whole build-up. So, hey, that's your opinion. I'm not gonna say like you're wrong. In your opinion, you're right. But that's in my opinion. In boxing terms, when it goes down in it, and then nothing as well. That's why these two have to fight each other. And when boxing comes down to boxing, that's what people are gonna remember. That's what I was gonna say. You're as good as your last fight.
No, that's a good point. Let me say something, Hamed. Let me say something real quickly, and then you get in. Now, EJ, I will say this. That's a good point that you made. I will admit that you made a good point there. However, I agree that the Anthony Joshua Klitschko fight was more exciting. That was more defining moment for Joshua, and of course for Klitschko, because for the most part of his career, he's been ridiculed as a very boring fighter, with a guy who holds and grabs a lot. I know that, but the fact remains is that despite Tyson Fury's personal issues, he's the guy that ended the reign that nobody thought he could do. To Ahmed's point, he's the guy that ended it, and nobody thought he could do it. and he did it in somebody else's backyard with all the disadvantages that he had against him. The ring size, the glove size, the shoes, which they were arguing about, and the ring padding, I should say. I mean, he did all that. He overcame that, and it seems to me that it's unfair that he's not getting that credit. He's not getting that credit.
I told you already. I told you already. You said no one gave me that credit. I already told you. I put money down there. I already put my neck out and said that. What I'm saying. No. What I'm saying is he got credit. Like, look, you know what he got credit. You know what he did with the credit, Dan? He went on TV and told everyone to put their life into Christ. He told everyone to stop doing stuff. He went on there and said gays. He said homosexual people are against God. Hold a minute. That's what he went and done. That's what he went and done with himself. You talk about giving credit. That's what he went and done. That's what he went and done on British TV. He condemned gays. He said gays are the same as pedophiles, right? This is what he done with his win. And then this is what I'm trying to say to you. So on that end, of what he did, he killed himself in the media. That's what he went and did. He went and just killed it. Another thing as well, he's a traveler, right? In the UK, a lot of people don't respect travelers. And I have no problem with travelers. They don't respect travelers yet because they don't pay no bills and stuff because they're in caravans and they go in sites. Yeah, everyone. I'm just trying to tell you about why they're not giving him credit. That's your point. Right? He killed it in terms of credit. The way he conducted himself after the fight killed his credibility. And then what he's doing now, fighting these bums and letting these bums hit him and see the cocaine coming out of his ear. That's why he's killing his credibility. Enough said. AJ is doing what he's supposed to do as how a fight is supposed to conduct himself. And there's nothing more to say about it, bro.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, he killed his credibility because he's doing all that.
I can't agree with that last part.
Yeah.
Wait, let me say.
Oh, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Fury wasn't given the credit. If you talk about after the fight, people are saying Klitschko's old, Klitschko's this, that, and the other. And then this is after the fight. We're not talking about 3 months or 4 months or whatever after the rematch. We're talking about after the fight. People are saying Joshua will knock both these guys out. And at the time, Joshua was like a 15 or 65 novice who I think got hit by Dillian White. And I'm not saying that fight was a great fight. Don't get me wrong, that was a really bad fight to watch. But performance-wise, Fury got to be given credit. I mean, when Mayweather used to do this against guys like who none of them were probably the only. I think Canelo was probably one of his best wins that he actually schooled. Like, I don't think obviously that the Klitschko Fury fight was probably a bit closer than that fight, but I remember people will just say he schooled the guy. And when Fury did it, I don't think people give Fury the credit against a guy who Lopez just said is a Hall of Famer. But now I see him moving the goalposts because that fight wasn't that good of a fight. And another thing is Joshua. For that fight, Joshua and Klitschko got more credit in losing. I wonder why, because he actually exceeded expectation. But that wasn't because of all of Klitschko. That was also because of Joshua's flaws. Joshua kind of got exposed. He got dropped.
Yeah,
he was out on his feet. He was out on his feet. I mean, the thing is, people will say Klitschko and Fury wouldn't fight about. Klitschko couldn't draw Fury into a fight. He drew Joshua in a fight after getting dropped.
You just called him a pussy. You just called him a pussy.
Wait, let Harman finish, man. Then you come back in. Go ahead, man.
So that shows that I don't think Joshua is as good as some people think. I think the Fury win has definitely been underrated. I mean, if it took Klitschko 11 and a half rounds to try and get to Fury, I mean, that you should give the guy credit. That's a skill in itself. I mean, for Klitschko to get to Joshua after 21 months, was it a layoff? And he was 41. It only took him about 4 or 5 rounds. And I mean, I give Joshua credit. He got off the floor. You got to give him credit. And he came back. That was a great comeback and a great fight. But if you're talking about performances, Fury's win exceeds it. I don't see no comparison. But Joshua Klitschko was obviously a better fight.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. Everybody's not wrong. Everybody's right here. I'm not wrong, okay? But the fact is that my thing is that you cannot marginalize Tyson Fury's win over Klitschko. He did what he did, all right? That can't be taken away from him, regardless of all the shit that he did outside the ring. And trust me, I know that. No, hold up, EJ. Wait, hold up, EJ. Hold up, and now let you come back in. Hold up.
I heard you. I said, go on.
Okay. Damn. I thought I couldn't hear you. My bad. All right. But the fact is, I like this banner. But the fact is that look, I didn't like the fight myself either. Okay, it was a terrible fight to watch. I get that. But to Hamad's point, and to T's point, well, this is a better logical term for it. Tyson Fury made that fight look easy, despite how he fought. He made that fight look very easy. Opposed to Anthony Joshua, yes, he went life to death, but it was a very exciting fight. It was, something that fans pay to watch. Okay, now which was more exciting win? Yes, Anthony Joshua, absolutely. Which was like maybe you could say the fight that people felt that Fury, that nobody had a chance of winning. Tyson Fury deserves that credit. Okay, so my thing is that we can't rip that away from him, regardless of how you feel about what he did outside the ring. That's my only point that I'm going to make. That's it.
I know. You said it like 3 times, but let me say this year. Let me ask you a question. I'm asking you a direct question. When Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson, how much credit do you give Buster Douglas?
A lot of credit. Why?
Okay, all right. You gave him a lot of credit. So after he won, what did he do after his win?
Well, Buster Douglas had personal issues with his life.
All right. So similar. And because of that, that's how they grade him like a one-hit wonder. Now, because of what Fury's doing, fighting these bums, if he never achieves what he did, how are you going to grade him? Because if he goes in there, this is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to make a point. I'm trying to make a point. Right? On one day, a guy can shine, but it's what they do after. And this is what I'm trying to say to you. This is what AJ is doing, right? And what Fury's done, and fighting these bums, kissing guys on the lips, and they'll conduct the way he's conducting, the way he's telling people, he ain't going well. This is what I'm going to say to you. It's what you do.
EJ, let me tell you something.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say to you, bro.
Well, let me tell you something.
All they remember about Tyson Fury is his last fight. So you're as good as your last fight. He kissed the guy on his lips and then knocked the guy down. That's what you remember about him. And he's going to fight another guy, and he's going to do some other bullshit. Like, that's what he does. He's doing bullshit, and look, he's not a good role model thus far in boxing. And like I said to you, the stuff he did out the ring, you can't. I'm not taking away what he did, but he's taking away himself by the stuff what he's doing. And another thing as well. When it comes to AJ, I don't know why they're even being compared, because the only reason is because they both fought Klitschko, right? They only fought Klitschko. Remember, he walked in the ring and he was full of coke, challenging Wilder. Do you remember that when he was sweating and his t-shirt was open? It looked like he puked on his t-shirt. He looked like he puked on his t-shirt, yelling at Wilder after Wilder just knocked out bloody that Polish guy, whatever his name is. Cold, nearly killed him. One minute. I'm just trying to make a point. I'm trying to make a point. I'm trying to make a point.
Credit away from him, though. You are
I'm highlighting.
Yeah, exactly. Highlighting, but you're taking credit away from him for highlighting.
Okay, I'm highlighting. Why? No. If you're gonna say why, you're gonna say why people. No, I'll give him credit. If you're gonna say why people do it, is he doing it to himself? Like, I'm not telling him to walk around sniffing coke and doing what he's doing and talking about I'm gonna lick that clip. I'm not telling him to do that. He's doing it to himself. He's his own worst enemy, and that's it. You see him? That's it. I got nothing more to say.
Okay, but I'm telling you, all that has nothing to do with what he did to Klitschko.
What did he do to him? Like, wait.
Let me finish. It had nothing to do with what he did. He beat him, exactly. Ended his reign as a long range champion. Now,
what did he do though?
Wait, hold on. As far as the Buster Douglas thing, since you brought that up, yes, Buster Douglas didn't turn out to be what many people thought he should have been after he beat Mike Tyson. But until this day, people still remember the man who ended Mike Tyson's reign and terror at heavyweight division. Buster Douglas never got his credit taken away from him, despite his personal shit that he went through after the Holyfield fight, or before that, I should say. Okay, so that's a totally different argument that you're making right there, bro. So
plenty of people don't know who the hell Buster Douglas is.
Yes, they do.
And
that's
plenty
not true,
people.
Bro. That's not true, brother. Not true.
State of Ohio, they do.
No, for Mike Tyson to be as famous as he is, and then you ask somebody who's the first person to beat him, there's plenty of people don't know who a man named Buster at all. And it's gonna be the same way with Tyson Fury.
Buster Douglas
it's gonna be the same way with Tyson Fury. It's gonna be the same way. But at the end of the day, he ain't do it like you said. He beat him. That's it. What did you do? What did you actually do? What performance you put on? Nothing. You look like a bitch in there fighting. You was running from an old man.
Oh my God!
Running from an old man.
I have a question.
Wait, hold on, right? Let me before you ask that.
That's what you call taking credit away. That's what you call taking credit away. That's why I didn't do that.
Y'all know I don't fuck with that weak ass shit. Y'all know I don't.
Low. Wait, how moving from the back foot? How's moving from the back fight like a bitch? How's that moving like a bitch? And this
you the bigger, younger man.
This Steve said do the
bigger, younger man. Look, just hold on. Let me ask you a question. Just a minute ago, Hamed, he compared him to Floyd Mayweather. He said Floyd Mayweather do that all the time. What you didn't say is Floyd Mayweather was doing that when he was 34, 35, 36, going up in weight.
Floyd did that younger.
Oh, let me finish. going up in weight as the smaller man, all this shit. Tyson Fury was taller than him, bigger than him, and fought like a bitch way more than him. That's it. Don't nobody give a fuck. It's whack.
Fury was the underdog. Mayweather was the
All right,
favorite.
well,
in all those fights.
underdogs don't fight.
That matters.
Hey, I
That
know
matters.
plenty of
What I
underdogs.
favorite in what fight? What fight was he favoring? What fight was he favoring?
One second, EJ.
What fight was he favoring?
Hold on.
One at a time. Let Lo finish. Let Lo finish. Go ahead, Lo. Go ahead.
I know plenty of people who was underdogs that didn't come in the ring fighting like a bitch. So it does not matter to me. The motherfucker moved more than he punched. All right? Fought like a coward. Boom.
But Billy Joe moved. Billy Joe moved against.
Billy Joe hurt David Lemieux.
Wait. No, let her make it in.
Wait. Billy Joe, the guy you gave so much credit, it looked as if he beat Golovkin. Like he shut the guy up, but it was David Lemieux, and now you're discrediting a Fury for doing against the guy you're calling a Hall of Famer. No, please, you got some weird standards.
We're gonna copy box right now. We're gonna copy box this right now.
Why
Just for you. Hold on. Oh. Just for you. Billy Joe threw total punches 430. All right, 400. He outpunched the puncher.
But that's not the point.
Oh no,
Billy Joe is running as well.
Whoa! You
hold on, let Lo finish, man. Then how may you get back in?
Billy Joe hit David Lemieux and bust his face up. I ain't see no Vladimir Klitschko bust up. I didn't see nothing.
Yes, he was. Yeah, his face was messed up. His face was messed up, bro.
Are you seriously comparing Lemieux to Klitschko?
Man.
Oh man, that's a bad thing.
Hey, you brought up the comparison. I never brought it up. I'm just telling you, you brought up a bad one yourself.
Because you were the one who's...
Yeah, you brought it up, man. You brought it up. And Dan, you sound real biased over there, Dan. You real biased over there, Dan. Like, I don't know why you just back in the... You biased, Dan. You biased. You're biased, man. The guy brought it up. You brought it up. You brought it up, man. You brought it up. Like, you're biased, man. Let me biased. Like, he's off the low place again.
Let me tell you this. Listen to this. Fury landed 86 of 371 punches and landed 23%. Nobody give a fuck about that. If boxing was, let me tell you that. If that's what boxing is, consider me watching something the fuck else. All right?
But who is he fighting? You're comparing David Lemieux, one of the worst middleweight champions. Yes, I did, because you were the one who was praising him non-stop on Twitter. You said this was better than Fury's win, or this was a better performance than Fury. Billy Joe is fighting.
He is a better fighter than Fury. He is.
David Lemieux.
He got better wins.
No, but we're talking about the opposition here. And the opposition of Billy Joe Saunders was nowhere near the Klitschko.
Yep, true. That's a good point.
I'm telling you, he's the real Gypsy King because he's out here doing it. All right, the other one ain't doing shit. All right, that's just.
I mean, the both pull out the fights.
Well, that's a good point too. I mean, y'all both making good points, but
Saunders got Andy Lee. He took Eubank. Oh, this man got David Lemieux on the resume, and if he slap up Andre, get the fuck out. Who was Tyson? Who was that?
I have a question.
You go ahead, Rock. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
So we're holding bad performances against people, and it's like, so if somebody has a shitty performance, then fuck them, because like that's the rhetoric that it sounds like. And if that's the case, then fuck Floyd Mayweather for that Carlos Baldomir fight. That fight was absolutely fucking terrible.
It was.
That's a good point.
It was.
It was a good.
Broken hand too, didn't he? Fury didn't have a broken hand.
He fought like shit.
No, please, excuse me.
And
Fury didn't have a broken hand. Another thing.
But you don't know if Floyd had a broken hand.
Another thing. Didn't Floyd move up to his 4th weight class and start to fight sort of like?
Oh, you're moving the goalposts, bro.
I stated this the first time. I said Fury was the bigger, younger man. This is Floyd Mayweather in his 4th weight class. I expect things like that.
Against who?
Against who though? Exactly.
A bigger Baldomir that just whooped Abjuh ass. That's against who? Any whoop Gotti ass.
The guy who
Floyd Mayweather against Emmanuel Augustus.
In the pocket. Beautiful fight.
That was beautiful. He struggled.
All right, guys.
I'd rather see two men beating the shit out of each other, getting hit and fighting instead of saying, "Oh, it's a weak shit."
And then we're saying how we're going to hold stuff that people do outside of the ring to discredit their wins. That means we have to discredit the entire career of Mike Tyson.
I didn't say that.
He's nobody's role model.
I said
he's done horrific shit. I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying, like, that's what I've been hearing in conversation. because so and so did this, this, and this outside of the ring, it discredits their win. So then Mike Tyson had a shit career.
It's one person's opinion. That's what you're hearing. Like, it's not from the whole everyone. And like, that's his opinion, isn't it? Like, you want to go against it, then fine. But like, if he don't like Tyson Fury, if he don't like Tyson Fury's performance, and one person does, it's between them two. That's not the majority opinion on the performances of another guy. That's not. That's not how it goes.
I'm not
And then you
saying
got we
that.
go around in circles. We got but what I'm saying to you, if he contradicts himself, and it's for the panel, hey, listen, if he's contradicting himself and you're highlighting it, then there's nothing more to prove if you feel like he's contradicting himself.
How win and where? Let him highlight it. Where did I contradict myself?
He's trying to say about Billy Joe. Billy Joe, you like Billy Joe. He said you like Billy Joe's performance. He said you like Billy Joe. You like Billy Joe's performance.
Landed 100 more. He landed nearly 100 more punches than Tyson.
He can't see the you can't see the contradiction. That's what it is. He
landed 40% of his punches compared to Fury's 20. What the fuck am I contradicting?
Billy Joe was a bigger guy.
That's like saying this dude is a good free throw shooter when one dude shoots 40 and one dude shoots 70%.
Well, let me end this. Well, hold on. Let me end this real quick. I'm gonna get off to Lomachenko real quickly. First things first. Let me just say this: both Fury and Joshua deserves the credit that they need for being Klitschko in the story. My only thing is that Tyson Fury should not be marginalized based off his personal shit that he's doing outside the ring. That's all I got to say. That should not be taken away from him. That's all.
Why don't you like Mayweather then?
I did not take away credit from Mayweather.
Yeah, why don't you like Mayweather then? Why don't you like Mayweather then? Because you don't like Mayweather. Why don't you like Mayweather?
EJ.
Exactly.
EJ, no. You see, you're not listening. Did I take away Floyd's credit wins in the ring, despite the shit that he was doing outside the ring? Did I take away credit away from him? Did I? No, I didn't. Fall back, EJ. Fall back.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I was just
don't need to tell me to fall back. I already muted way before you was talking, so you don't need to tell me to fall back. You don't like Mayweather for the stuff he did. You don't need to tell me to fall back. I'm just telling you. You don't like the. Why you yelling? You're yelling. You're yelling because I'm right. You're yelling because I'm right. You're yelling for right. Why are you yelling for? Why you don't know how to hang out? You can mute, but you can mute people. You don't need to yell. You don't need to yell. No, you can. All right, I'll mute. I'll mute after. You admit. I'll mute after you admit.
No, EJ, you didn't just.
Why you getting angry for? Everyone can hear you getting angry though. Like you're getting angry. Like you're getting angry. You're yelling. Why are you yelling? I can hear you. You're yelling. You're yelling at the hangout, trying to tell people to fall back. I know what's going on. You're yelling, bro. You're yelling, bro.
EJ, fall back, bro. Fall back.
Can I say something? There's a very good point in the chat. Shout out to M. Reynolds. He said, "Why didn't Lopez call Joshua a bitch when Joshua wouldn't engage with Parker?" And that's the kind of standards. I mean, that's a good point.
Who was asking these questions? Did you not see Parker doing the back foot boxing? What are you talking about? Parker felt punches and didn't want none.
When Parker was on the inside,
stand there and look at it.
Well, let me say this.
On the inside, Joshua wouldn't engage with him. He was holding him. The referee was bailing him out.
That's true. But let me address EJ real quickly. First of all, EJ, you just told something that's totally inaccurate. Okay, I didn't like Floyd Mayweather, yes, but I never dismissed that man's career. I recognize his accolades, and I say he's one of the best fighters of this era, probably the best. I admit that. Okay, I said it many times, EJ. I ain't do the shit that you're doing to Fear right now. Plain and simple. All right, let's move on to the subject.
I asked you a question. You haven't answered it still. I'm asking you, why do you... No, you didn't say. What's my question?
Why did I hate Floyd Mayweather? For the shit that he did. But did I miss...
Outside the ring. Outside the ring.
But did I dismiss his career? Did I?
No, I didn't talk about his career. I'm just asking why you did.
Exactly.
I didn't answer the question. Why? I'm not. No. Why did I dismiss his career? Okay. All right. You've answered the question. If you think you answered the career, you've answered the question. Then fine. I don't think you have, but that's cool. If you don't think you answered the question, that's fine. If you don't like the stuff he did outside the ring, but you're judging him by outside the ring, you're judging him. That's what you're judging him by. I ain't saying you thought he was and the thing is, you're talking about Fury. I never said. I just told you why you asked. The question was asked. Why do people discredit Fury's record? And I've highlighted stuff. I didn't say I have a personal preference against him. I just highlight all the stuff that people bring up. So what are you talking about? Yeah, okay then. You need to listen. You need to listen. You need to listen.
No.
Try and listen. It's okay.
Why don't you try to listen? And why don't you step back for a second, okay? we're gonna move off from this, okay? Because the fact is, we all have our opinions. We're not gonna convince each other. So that's the end of the day. All right, plain and simple. Let's move on to Lomachenko and Pacquiao. All right, now Pacquiao's Lomachenko's team came out and said that they'll fight Pacquiao, but it's gonna be at 135, no catchweights. What do you guys think about that? You think Lomachenko's playing games now? All of a sudden, they said they won't even do 137. They won't do 136. It's 135 or nothing for that fight.
Yeah, can I go first? Because
yeah, go ahead, man.
Because it's a bit late here. I think at 140 I think at 135 is probably Lomachenko's best chance of beating him. I think people will have him favor at 140, but I think Pacquiao's too big, and I think Pacquiao's still dangerous. I think if Pacquiao got to move up to one down to 135, I think we could get a scenario with De La Hoya and Pacquiao when they fought in 2008. But I'm not too sure what Pacquiao walks around. I'd like to see that fight at maybe 140, but I don't think Lomachenko's too big. I think he's too small. I think even for lightweight, I reckon he's a bit too small. I think lightweight might be his ceiling and his maximum. I'd like to see the fight, but I'm not too sure if they could agree to a weight. I think it'd probably be better at 140 because people seem to be writing off Pacquiao, but I think it'd be dangerous for Lomachenko to move up to 140.
Yeah. I hear you. Good point there.
He's gonna whoop his ass, man. He's gonna whoop his ass. Like Loma's gonna whoop his. It don't matter. Pacquiao's done. He's done. Like he's shot. It don't matter what weight they choose. Pacquiao needs to leave Lomachenko alone with that stamina and that condition. Your thing is, you understand in boxing, like you usually have a 10-weight pool. So wherever they can meet, whatever, it's not gonna be Pacquiao's not gonna be able to find him, bro. He's gonna touch Pacquiao up. Pacquiao does have the power, like you put it out. He does hit hard, but bro, like Lomachenko is hitting you and you're not hitting him. As you know, boxing. Now where you done? You just I ain't gonna lie to you, but right now, if you look at one career's going up, one's going down. Like you look at Matisse when he got in there. That guy didn't want to win. I told you that guy was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be like a 3-round blowout. He ended up blowing him out like I thought he would be. Lomachenko right now. If Lomachenko goes in there right now, remember he's got no Freddie Rose. Blue boy's in the corner. And all that
Blue
stuff
boy.
there. He's eating. Yeah. I call him Blue Boy, yeah. Blue Boy's in the corner with Manny Pacquiao, no adjustments. Bro, I favor Lomachenko. That's just my opinion. It doesn't matter what. I'm not worried about the weight. Any way it is, where it is, because remember, they're running about the same height anyway. Pacquiao still hits hard, but his conditioning, you're talking about adjustments, and the way Lomachenko fights and his pressure, and he keeps hitting you, Pacquiao's going to... And remember that both southpaws, I favor Lomachenko, so that's the way I see it.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. But let me say this. Before you get in, Lo. Well, if that's the case, then why is Lomachenko's team saying 135 or no way? If they're really confident they can beat Pacquiao anyway. That's the do with their fitness level. Because remember, if they go up to where it's not going to be fitness, he's not going to be fit enough to do what he wants to do. I think
they're the same height though. They're the same height though. But they're the same height though.
It doesn't matter though.
I know, but this is what when it comes to the weight, I'm just trying to say to you in terms of his conditioning level, where he can optimize there and keep his volume. Because remember, he's not a one punch. He's a volume puncher.
I'm finna roast.
So anyway, I'm just go ahead, Lopez. Jump on
it. Jump on it.
All right, look, Lomachenko, 28 years old, right? 28 motherfucking years. Nah, I'm finna roast it. No, he's 30 years old. I was thinking about somebody. 30 years old. I'm finna roast his ass. So you want this 40-year-old nigga to drop his happy ass down 2-weight division? I don't know. I'm finna roast his ass. So first time you get a 40-year-old, he come up 2-weight division. Next time you get a 40-year-old, he come down 2-weight. Look, motherfucker. Look. So hold on. I know one 40-year-old trying to go cruiserweight and fight somebody. Now you're a pussy. Honestly, that's some pussy shit. You 30. You need to be doing the goddamn weight movement. If you fighting fucking old ass fighters, that's how Pacquiao did it. Pacquiao didn't say no. Oh, I'm a punk ass little ass 135 pounder. I can't fight De La Hoya. He went his punk ass up there and did it. So Lomachenko, shut the fuck up. Pacquiao drained him as well. Pacquiao the motherfucking A side. He gonna be your A side till he's 80. Fuck you and your 35. Fuck you.
I gotta say this. I gotta agree with Lo on this. Bad move by Lomachenko didn't seem to do that. to come out and say this. Yeah, that's a bad move. You can't just come out here and say that we'll fight him, but he's got to come down 2 weight classes. The man is he's a legend, for God's sakes, okay? He's more of a draw than you. So why are you telling him he needs to come down 2 fucking weight classes and you won't even agree to a catch weight? That right there is I think what it is to me is that after that Linares fight, they saw some cheek in Lomachenko's armor. They're like, okay, we got to be extra cautious now. But that was almost another Orlando Toledo moment that they had in that fight. So they're trying not to risk that again, especially when it comes to Lomachenko's popular feel. So what they're trying to keep it extra safe. And I think also too is that when he moved up to lightweight, he's gotten a little bit more slower. His foot movements got a little bit slower due to that's the amount of more weight that he put on. So I think they're trying to be extra careful, not taking any chances of doing a catch weight with Pacquiao. But again, you're right, Lo. That is kind of a bad move. Why are you telling a man who's near 40 years old to come down 2 weight classes?
And then another thing. I'm gonna throw this out there. Like I said, it's one 41-year-old talking about going up 25 pounds, and you fucking 30, and you can't go up. And he talking about fighting the motherfuckers been knocking out heavyweights and cruiserweights. I'm talking about motherfuckers that could have won titles at cruiserweight. Tony Bell, you been knocking out. Manny Pacquiao ain't knocking out nobody except people who want to lay the fuck down. And you scared? Well, if you scared, shut the fuck up. Don't come we can.
I know why you're encouraging him, man. I know why you're encouraging him, man.
This is fun. Come on, EJ. This is fun, man. This is
the bottom line is you got two guys who feel the A side and they're not going to give ground. That's all this is about, giving ground. Lightly hold, the fight won't happen. But hey, listen, we're talking about so. We see what happened, but lightly hold, Pacquiao done the same thing to De La Hoya. He drained most of them guys. He fought Cotto, most of them guys there. He made sure that he had the advantage. And Lomachenko doing the same thing. That's what they do. You trying to haggle, trying to get position. They're both trying to do that. So one side does it, the other side's doing it. It's all both just trying to haggle. But the fight happened? I don't know, because Lomachenko's got some really good fights. But we're talking about next person.
Can I interject? This is a really good point. I think no one's made it. Lomachenko will not get credit if he beats Pacquiao, even if he makes him quit or knocks him out. I think people will just say Pacquiao's washed, he was shot. I think he is arguably washed or old. So Lomachenko really doesn't need the fight in terms of legacy-wise. It'll be a bigger fight. It'll make him a bigger name. But that's completely different. I think Pacquiao needs the fight probably more. If he pulls this off, this could be one of his greatest achievements. But
Pacquiao needs the fight more. Look how many legends. How many Hall of Fame? How many Hall of Fame is Lomachenko?
That's what I just said. Pacquiao needs the fight more. I don't think Lomachenko needs it.
No. I'm disagreeing with you. I'm trying to say to you, how many Hall of Famers has Lomachenko fought?
But this guy is not in his prime, though. This is a
no. You said he don't need the fight. He's already Hall of Famer, first ballot. You don't need. He's come up from flyweight. Lomachenko ain't got no Hall of Famers.
Let EJ finish. Go ahead, EJ.
Lomachenko ain't got no Hall of Famers on his resume, bro. Lomachenko get that win. It's a massive win. It'd be his first Hall of Famer. Manny Pacquiao's first big win was De La Hoya. That was his first major her first ballot Hall of Famer. If you can get him, who else is then? Who's his first ballot Hall of Famer?
Marco Antonio Barrera.
Barrera won the first ballot. Is he in the Hall of Fame right now, Barrera?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he got
Oscar De La Hoya went straight in. Oscar De La Hoya is a more first Hall of Fame ballot than Barrera. He is. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. No, I agree. No, I agree. Barrera is. I'm trying to make the point anyway. Going back to the Hall of Famer, Lomachenko ain't got no Hall of Famers. He ain't got no Hall of Famers in his resume. So in my opinion, Pacquiao doesn't need to fight. Lomachenko should try to haggle and try and get the fight, not the other way around, bro. Pacquiao doesn't.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with EJ on that one. Even though EJ and I've been fighting throughout this whole hangout, but I agree with them on that point.
No, I've been fighting with you. I haven't been fighting with you at all, like, because I don't fight no one. I just debate. I'm just debating with you. Like,
I debate too.
Okay, then. I don't see us fighting. Like, I don't really fight.
We're just arguing, EJ. We just arguing. But go ahead.
What I'm trying to say is this. This is a major thing. I don't think out of the two for the career trajectory, I don't think Loma needs it now. I mean, there's a name on him, but I mean, Calzaghe beat Roy Jones Jr. towards the end of his career. That's a Hall of Fame. Did he do much? I mean, Roy Jones was shot to pieces. Don't get me wrong, Pacquiao is not that.
I got him in the Hall of Fame. I got him in the Hall of Fame.
But he also
that got him in the Hall of Fame. That and Bernard Hopkins got in the Hall of Fame.
EJ, hold on. Let him finish. Let him finish, and then you get back in.
What I'm trying to say, Pacquiao needs a fight in terms of money wise, but I agree legacy wise. Obviously, he doesn't need the fight as well. But I'm saying career wise, right now, I don't think Lomachenko will. I think if he beats him, it'll be a no-win situation. That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, if he beats him, he'll the things he'll get out of it financially, he'll become a bigger superstar. It could be his De La Hoya moment, but again, the De La Hoya fight for Pacquiao. When Pacquiao beat him, a guy who was 2 weight classes above him, did Pacquiao get much credit? I mean, everyone was saying De La Hoya was weight trained, was all this. So I mean, this is something that's not new. I mean, that made Pacquiao into a huge superstar.
Pacquiao didn't need it because he already had.
That made him into a superstar. What I'm trying to say, financially, pay-per-view wise, this could make Lomachenko into a bigger name like Pacquiao. But did Pacquiao get much credit for that win? I think everyone agrees that Floyd's win over Oscar obviously was better than Pacquiao's win over Oscar. I mean, obviously Pacquiao stopped him earlier, but Floyd beat him at his weight class. I mean, don't get me wrong, Pacquiao did beat him and came up 2 weight class, but I don't think that was the same Oscar.
Pacquiao.
I mean, that was Oscar's last fight. That was right after the Mayweather fight. He came down to welterweight to fight Pacquiao. So, I mean, just to point that out. But go ahead, Lo.
Pacquiao got Morales, Barrera, Marquez, all square and fair and square a few times. At least the first time with each of them, and then he gave Marquez 2 or 3 fair ones after that. Lomachenko ain't never ran shit fair, never. So he don't deserve to sniff Pacquiao jockstrap, as far as I'm concerned. Like I said, you fought 139-year-old. He got to come up 2 weights. The next one, and this motherfucker, they just said the other day he actually 46, but I don't know. But they talking about now Pacquiao, who's about to be 40 years old. He got to come play with you 2-weight division. Who the fuck you think you are, man? Really? Who the fuck you think you are? Like, get the fuck out of these pussy ass boxes that y'all make into divas without them doing shit. Y'all really piss me off, man. You mentioned something. You said he fight a bunch of no-win situations, and that's the truth. He's repeatedly done that shit. You beat a guy on a year layoff that everybody wanted to see you fight. Y'all was both undefeated. That was a fight to make. What
about Linares?
Nobody want to care. Nobody want to care. Linares, he been fucking knocked out by 3 underdogs. Who he ever beat?
When was that?
Well, let me just say this. I mean, despite the game plans, Lomachenko do deserve his credit one way or the other.
Yeah,
but he does. But I hear you. That's what you want to do, Lo. So be it. But it is kind of a bad move for his manager to come out and try to do this to Pacquiao of all people. Okay, a legend, a guy who's been around for all this time, has been around the block. And to EJ's point, Pacquiao done the same shit too, which he got criticized for too. But
that's a good point.
He went up. Pacquiao went up. He didn't do the same shit. He took his happy ass up.
When did Manny get criticized?
He didn't tell Haddon come up to 47. He didn't tell Haddon. He went down there.
What? Wait. You asked me a question, Rock?
Yeah, when did Pacquiao get criticized for that? Because the media praised him for everything he did till he fought Floyd.
Well, I'm not talking about the media.
We're talking about YTBC. YTBC. That's what we're talking about. Oscar guy, we criticized him hard, man. Yeah, he never got. Everyone didn't like it.
Yeah, especially with the Cotto fight. I do give him credit for the Cotto fight, but let's be realistic.
No, I don't give him credit for that one.
There you go. So obviously, the Cotto fight is that not only that he had to do.
I don't give him credit for De La Hoya. I don't give him credit for De La Hoya either. I don't like that shit.
He was already knocking on the door of the Hall of Fame before that shit. Like literally before even going to De La Hoya. That's the point. You don't have to give him credit. He already earned his. He did have. That's a good point. He already had all of Fame wins. Punk ain't done that. Little blonde head ain't done that.
But Pacquiao already has Hall of Fame wins. He already has Hall of Fame wins before the
Pacquiao has 40 pro fights. You can't compare. I mean, I'll say one thing. I agree on the Lomachenko dragging Pacquiao 2-weight classes down. I think that's a bit wrong. I think you can't make Pacquiao come down more than 140. But Pacquiao didn't make Oscar come down to 147, and he had to make that weight class in about.
What you want to do? Go up 3-weight divisions? You want to go up to 3-weight divisions?
What I'm trying to say was. That making Oscar come down that weight class was like basically coming down 2-weight class. Oscar was a huge 154. He was a guy who won the title at 160.
He was at 160.
Let's not forget.
Yeah, he's at 160. Let's not forget that. Yeah.
Oscar,
right. He was basically, he was.
Oscar did it.
Oscar did that. I don't know why Oscar sold himself up like that. I don't know why he even. It's like a wrestler laying down for a young buck coming through. Ric Flair laying
Yeah, I
down for
think it
Randy Orton.
was.
I
I
don't
think.
know why he did it. I don't know why. I don't know
Yeah,
why he did it, but
I
he did it, and it was good. It was good for boxing. It was good. You
yeah,
know, you always like the young lion coming through. You always like
yeah.
it. So
You
No,
know why
that's
I
what it
did
If
it.
was.
You know,
Lomachenko,
you know why I did it.
That was more the pass to the
yeah,
torch fight because I think Oscar
yeah, yeah.
has
Oscar
to
If
did it
torch.
because he
Lomachenko
was
beats
lying to
Pacquiao,
himself.
yeah, if Lomachenko beats Pacquiao, if they have a fight, I reckon that will happen right now in their career.
Yeah.
That's how boxing's supposed to be anyway. So, but in terms of him calling them out, the manager knows that Pacquiao's desperate and they're gonna try to pull his strings. That's what this
No,
is
he ain't
about.
desperate. He can
Well,
fight out. Matisse says he
He needs
won.
the money, man. He keeps giving
hey,
away his money. Keeps giving
well,
away
hey
his money.
guys, okay, hey, you know what? Let me wrap this up because I gotta get going. But it's a pleasure to have you guys on. I know it was a very spirited debate. I'm glad to have you on Hamad for the first time. Glad to have you
All
on.
right, thanks.
I'm gonna have you on next time as always. We have EJ as usual. Glad to have you on, brother. I know we had a spirited debate, but it was good. T, glad to have T on and Rock as always. Everybody in the chat.
Where my debate, Dan?
Oh yeah, we got a debate on that. Holyfield and Lewis. We won't have that debate soon. That's coming up. You know who I'm But anyway, we'll have it soon, man. We'll have it soon. I mean, I know you still waiting for that Golovkin debate, man, but see, nobody wants to do that. I don't know why. Nobody wants to defend Golovkin. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm trying.
Asking somebody to do it. Impossible.
Dan. Yo, Dan, I talked to Sean Newton yesterday. Like he upset, man. He upset with you, bro. Like he feel like you stalking him and you're obsessed with him. And he goes, "You won't give Triple G no credit." I said to him, "Why don't you debate him?" I ain't debating him. I don't want to debate him. He don't deserve a debate from me. I said, "All right, well, he's just gonna continue flaming up Triple G." So, cause he was really upset that you made that long video flaming up Triple G. He really is upset by you, Dan. I think he likes you, but
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, he was upset with you, but
look, the irony. Look, all I ask him is, come on, we have an honest conversation, dialogue, like we're all doing right now. Come on.
He felt like the last time he had a debate, he was debating low play, so you come in and interrupting him. He didn't like that much, and you just jumped in on him. So he feels like you're trying to ambush him, which I can understand why. I can understand why. I'm just saying.
I bet I'll let Hamed handle him. I'll tell him just debate Hamed. I'll stay out
Nah, man. Well, Dan, look, you making videos of them. He watching it now. He probably watching now, like thinking, but he just let you know that why would you give Triple G no credit and blah blah blah. But I said to him, why you couldn't? He should come on and debate. He should back Triple G, but he doesn't want to because he feels like it's unfair. You won't let him speak and stuff.
This is the same guy who was who was trying to defend Vanes Matarazzo. I'm not too sure if there's some sort of agenda or some bias towards Golovkin. I think you are allowed to criticize fighters. And, I mean, I've seen this guy, I think Ring IQ, who made a good video. He said, I think he called out Golovkin for fighting Vanes, who was a 154 fighter or coming off a 2-year layoff. And I think this Newton guy got a bit mad. And I thought Ring IQ made some good points in that video.
Yeah. Well, look, like I said, man, all I want is for him to come on and defend Golovkin. That's all I ask him to do. But look, man, I don't want to talk about it right now. It's still out there. If Sean's listening, Ahmed's right here on the Live Hangout. He's called you out. Basically, he wants you to come on. That's all. All right. So, all right, y'all. We'll chop it up in a few minutes offline. But other than that, let me get off this, man. You guys stay on for a second. To all the guys in the comment section, I appreciate you guys for coming on. Again, I apologize for the late hangouts. I'm doing them a lot earlier. Thank you, Ahmed. So,
all right, thanks.
All right, brother. Guys, we're out. Peace.
Peace.